Yeah, it's your boy Davido. It spells DAVIDO 1. Yes, chilling with Daki DRKIE in conjunction with Paul. Paul was good.
You go, they assume things will not be when you even reach your power.
Imagination won't kill me.
You just well, anyways, big shout out to Big 001
yeah.
Davido. And big shout out to you guys for always like doing the most, for supporting us, for liking and sharing and commenting and everything that you do. Please do not stop doing so, and thank you so very much.
Yeah, thank you so very, very much, our Kajat people. I think I don't forget that word, Kajat. Straight up today, we have, obviously, when you hear the music, say, Shekpe, you know what I'm talking about. Shekpe.
It's Shekpe, not Shekpe.
Where is Shekpe? Where is Shekpe coming from?
Shekpe!
Where is Shekpe coming from? Shekpe! Yes, that's like I saw Davido, amazing person, and he said so we all missed him at the time he was away and all of that. We saw where, he came out to the this post after Israel announced, Israel like his forerunner. So his forerunner announced it's coming, like they announced Jesus Christ coming, and obviously he actually came just as expected and promised us a timeless album, as a note to all his fans, and he did a lot of it, and our piano beat samples, all of that, we're like waiting for the piano beat, and I think yesterday also we heard where he actually bought like a Lamborghini for about 900 million.
Billion.
Like, bro, and then I think it's already customer to play with his choke, place number and all of that. So the guys in the US, and he's not going to come here. Or he might not come here, or it could come to Nigeria, but then I feel like because of exports, he might just be there. So why buy, when you're not going to spend more time there, why buy 900 million car for?
Davido will always do Davido things. Let's not question it.
True. Davido always do Davido things. So we dropped the artwork for the album, Timeless album, and people are really expecting to see what that one will look like. At the moment, if you check this thing, what you find on the album is just the champion sounds.
Right.
And then people are like, okay. People expected an entirely different album. And it's because they did last drop on the project 3 years ago. The last time drop project 3 years ago. People felt like moving now, we should have like an entirely different project. We've not heard of anyone before. Now that we have a champion sound as one of the track on the album, do you think we're gonna have like follow-up song as that? Like Stand Strong?
Well, I think for me, I think Stand Strong is definitely going to make the cut of the album, because that's one really like very, very globally acclaimed song, and then it's a global hit, obviously, and it's something that really like rubs up on anybody who hears or listens to the song. So I think if we have champion sound already on the song, which means that definitely
Stand Strong.
So Stand Strong has every right to be in that project if we have that. So yeah, I think I don't think it's a bad move. I don't think that when you want to put together an album, is just to go like a different route entirely in terms of like your new song. You're definitely going to put your old song so that it can actually part of the numbers as well. So it's good.
Yes, part of the numbers as well. Let's go way back to A Better Time. That the last project. We saw where he dropped this one. We had Fame, we had Jowo, Something Fishy, Holy Ground, the Nicki Minaj on that one. Evans, very special, the best. It was like the best. The girl was like the best song on the album to some persons. Shopping Spree had Chris Brown on top of that one. Sunlight, Tanana, Yatiwa Savage on that one. Mebe, had Mogis, Lala, Siki, So Crazy, Lil Baby, and all of that. Okay, so we have like 3 international collaborations. We have Nicki Minaj, Chris Brown, Young Talk with Lil Baby on that one. For A Better Time, did you think it did like it live up to the expectations of Davido's album?
Well, A Better Time did pretty decent. Might not be like how everybody expected it.
Yeah.
And then of course, you know that rival fans want to jump on different things and to label it as a failed project or as not a fantastic project. But I mean that's all fun banter and anything. But
true.
Music consumers who really enjoy music and who are objective about criticism and stuff, know that that's a very, very decent project. I'm not trying to like, make the artist feel good or anything. I said it's a decent project. Might not be the best in terms of output or anything, and how like of course like it went in the market and everything. But I feel like it was a very decent project and it's still something that we make reference to till this day.
For this one, we had the idea of international collaboration is the fact that the song is supposed to go to your. So if I'm having a Beyonce on my project, what I'm intending is the fact that I want my song to hit the US in such a way that it's so big. If I'm working with someone from Mexico, for instance, I want my market. I mean, I want their market. I want their audience.
Absolutely.
Now we saw him do work with Nicki Minaj, Chris Brown, Young Thug, and Lil Baby. Did these particular songs, Chopping Spree, Holy Ground, and So Crazy, did it penetrate the market like that?
Well, that's actually very, very debatable. But well, it did pretty decent. But I mean, I think a lot of us expected way too much
from it. Yeah.
You know, sometimes we always like say too much and expect too much from these artists, knowing that it's also like a market. It's like all these things are investments and trial and error. You cannot really like guarantee. You cannot really guarantee that people are going to like a particular song, that much. But then again, one thing is clear: is not to take anything away from Davido or his team. They are like very intentional about what they do. But in terms of how these songs that you mentioned have been able to do, like internationally, I mean, the numbers are there. We can check. The numbers are pretty decent. But I think for some of us who have a lot of expectations, especially because of the magnitude of who Davido is and what he's been able to do and what he's done, and then what he can also do, I feel like we expected way too much. Also, not forgetting the fact that most of these artists who are jointly in collaboration with him on these songs also have like their own songs they are also trying to push. Because,
true.
How well a song can actually fly depends on how well the people, the co-collaborators, can actually even push it. And these songs coming at a time where they have space enough to push someone else's project and not theirs. Because, for example, if I'm collaborating on a project, for example, and I have a song out, I'll definitely not leave my song to start pushing someone else's song.
That's true.
So these are some of the factors that can actually, mitigate against, the success of a record. So, I mean, but might not be able to have done so much, but I think it did pretty good numbers, and then we should be satisfied with that.
They've been talk about Davido writing pronouns being very, very poor. Talks about it. Now, for Davido's song, having collaboration on the songs, most people don't really feel it like that. But when Davido jump on people's song, it's a banger. We've seen it with Focalistic when on K-Star Remix. It was a bomb. We saw it at Equally Good. It was a bomb. We've seen with Fuse. It was a bomb. When Davido comes on your song, but then on his own song, they have this collaboration. It's looking like something is wrong. So what do you think is wrong with Davido's and people or with Davido on his own song?
Well, I think truth of the matter is, you cannot really like detect everything that mood, everything that like vibe you get. Davido, of course, is a very naturally lovable person, and he will never give less of himself on the record. Davido will always do like 100. So even if he's collaborating on your song, it's definitely going to sound like a Davido song, like his own. Yeah. So I mean, you can't really like say that he's not doing well on his own songs. Of course, we know Davido actually like, I mean, he consults and then of course gets the help of songwriters on his project. He never hides it. And that's one very, very decent thing I really like about the guy. He's very, very, very intentional about the quality of his sound and the quality of his music. So in terms of composition, he has a lot of songwriters under his belt that he uses. And then he also like gives, credit to them. So I cannot categorically say that I agree with you on the subject of he's better on other people's collaborative songs where he's collaborating, or maybe like somebody else saying, Davido, come and be on my song, and he's doing so well and not his own. No, I can't really agree with you on that one. I think this is the one first thing that I disagree with you, on any of the topics that we've actually talked about. But the matter is, these things are vibes and mood. How I did today and I jump on a record might not be the same output I will have tomorrow. So, but are these songs good? Obviously they are good. Are people talking about it? People are talking about it. How are the streaming numbers? Their streaming numbers are actually very good. So when we have all of these metrics together and put all these things on the table, there's no use to start to juggle and take out. No, everything is in the basket. And I can categorically say that everything in Davido's basket is enjoyable, is something that we can all like look forward to and munch and enjoy. So let's not take one from the other. Songs can be great, other songs can be greater, does not make the less greater songs not good songs.
Very, very good one on that one. But yeah, moving on, we saw somebody who actually was like a scapegoat for the failure of, no, I won't say failure, but for like the expectation they had for a better time, which was not properly met by some persons. but then somebody was the scapegoat of land. Then I was Asika.
Yeah.
It was heavily dragged on down. Obviously, that's Davido's manager, and
Right.
a lot of people actually had thought like saying it was a lazy person, too lazy,
Yeah.
such a way that you obviously listen to this, you know what he can do, you know Davido is way better than this.
Mm.
So why select this kind of song? For Davido is one person we know that he works a lot. He has so many songs. Davido has so many songs. So why couldn't you select better song on the project? Why this one should you release? Do you think it was the dragging at the time for him was worth it, or it was just some fans being overreacted?
Okay, so let me just put this to rest so that we can wrap this quickly. Anytime anybody drops a project and then there's a face to the project in terms of maybe like A&R management and all this stuff, there's an Asika who is very, very good at what he does. There's nobody in the industry who does not know Asika's worth. Now, while that fact has been established, so now let's move to the subject. The confusion right now, the agitation now is that Asika was the one that made Davido project interestingly flop. I'm not going to say that it was a flop. It's not a flop. Now, like I said previously, is expectations. And then as a human being, you cannot start to live to match everybody's expectation. Yes, the fans have a role to play in the consumption, in also like, giving their own assertions and maybe like their ratings and everything they feel about a song. But I am not going to sit in the studio and start to record because I want to please you all the time. Can you allow me to make mistakes? Can you allow me to be vulnerable sometimes? Can you also allow me to just be me and also learn from the results of a previous project? Now, I'm not going to say that nobody is perfect. Nobody is perfect. And this is not me making any excuse for Davido. I'm not a 30BG person. I'm not a whiskey person. I'm a human being. And everybody should understand that. I'm not going to sit here and criticize people. I'm not going to sit here and also make people look good. But let's call a spade and let's call a bucket a bucket. What is happening right now is expectations. Asika should not be blamed for anything. Now, in terms of putting out a song or choosing the songs, let's also realize that some people don't know, they don't have this information, that you have an A&R team who will sit and say, oh, okay, let's pick out the best one. And then the artist also has to agree. So, I mean, like, there are different things that happen behind the scenes. And then there's definitely not a time where it's just one man who's calling the shots in terms of like releasing a project. So people should know that. And then it's a collaborative effort, like it's a team effort. And there's no way that the project is going to come out and Davido is going to say, oh, I'm not satisfied with the selection of the songs. How a song does well in the market is not entirely an A&R's fault. Yes, they could also take the blame. But saying that Asika is this one, everybody's like going back and forth and wagging their tongues and saying all sorts. Bro, you guys need to really like chill. You guys, have there been successes before on any of these projects?
True, yeah.
Are they going to be continuous successes?
Yeah, I get that.
So why are you going to blow it out of proportion?
I get that.
Come on.
Anyways, guys, I'm sure you actually cleared all of that out now. Basically, we should stop dragging people. Like I love the fact where you said allow people feel, let them learn from that, and it actually makes a lot of sense when you are organic with your stuff and everything. We're going to leave this place like ASAP, but then I ask you for your thoughts on that one. What do you think they should do better on the Timeless album? Let me see your thoughts. And yes, before I go, let me ask you this one. Who do you think is going to be on that project? Who do you think is a feature on that project? Let me see your opinions on that one and who you're guessing. I'll shop past the video and go to sit down. We'll catch you guys on the very next one. Stay safe, guys, and be careful.